Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing the brand new NAD C3030 integrated amplifier. This sort of 3/4 size compact retro styled integrated amplifier sounds superb. I was lucky enough to have a listen to one of these pre-release and everyone loved it. It's compact, it's kind of cool looking. It basically has taken some of the biggest selling features associated with the award-winning and really well engineered C3050, which here's the unboxing video, and made it a little bit more compact, stripping none of the quality of sound away, only creating something a little bit smaller, a little bit more delicate looking, perhaps easier to add speakers for a turntable or a television or a stereo system where the space isn't necessarily very contemporary. At more like 350 millimeters wide, it's nearly 100 mils short, well, width-wise, than a traditional piece of electronics, which is sort of 435 mil. You'll see that sort of in the packaging, it's a little bit smaller. Basically, the design behind it and why it's kind of come to fruition is the popularity of NAD's 3050, which is modular in its design. They found that nearly 50% of the international sales were without the streaming module. So it implied that people were looking for something with a classic VU meter, but with all of the heart and soul and performance of the 3050, just not without the streaming. So it's awesome to see such a lovely implementation of what NAD has done so well with the 3050 here with the 3030. Right, 2 times 50 watts a channel, exactly the same amplification in the 3050, and here we go. Right, the box is just like the 3050 as far as its logos and other things along those lines. We've got scannable information on product and serial number on both sides. It's sealed closed with traditional packing tape, so very, very easy to open. Some simple nicks and we're in. The product itself is protected with an additional layer of cardboard to ensure that a knife drag doesn't necessarily affect anything inside. There's a quick setup guide as far as where you put the power cord, where you put the speaker cable, and some basic international warranty information as well. Underneath that we see the accessory pack. Now this is in its own little sort of cutaway from the closed cell foam that protects the amplifier. Sliding these out has always been awkward. It's sort of, it's a very firm fit with this cardboard sleeve. Getting into it has always been a bit of a knack, actually, to be honest. There we go. Right, so you see the accessories laid out. The first one being a set of AAA batteries. The second one being the unit's Bluetooth aerial. Looks just like a Wi-Fi one, obviously. And then a lovely, lovely, elegant, new, but relatively compact remote control. It's already got a lovely weight and fit and feel to it, even without the batteries. It's a traditional remote, it's not full size, does everything you would need, including obviously volume and input selection. Okay, nice and easy. Right. Getting out from there is very straightforward. You've got some closed cell foam and then the amplifier. Now in the base, and we'll just tip that forward so you can see, there's a couple of these sort of desiccant bags to keep it dry, and then a final accessory box. It's in this box that we see obviously what we relate to, which is a New Zealand IEC power cord. Okay. Now getting into the bag is really straightforward. It's sellotaped closed. It's got one of those sort of sellotape dots, it's a big circle, and a little tab on it, making it pretty easy to just sort of pull and get access to. The bag comes off and there's a sort of a soft cover protecting the front of the amplifier. Now obviously immediately, as soon as you see it, it emulates the popular 3050 with its VU meters. Also that sort of contemporary design. It's got a retro appeal, but with a modern quality of sound. Nevertheless, we see the two VU meters. It can be adjusted as far as whether or not they are alerted to the input or the output in volume. We've got an NAD, and in the style of those retro older amplifiers, a stylized new acoustic design for the branding. And then model information associated with the 3030. There's a rotary encoder for the volume control, and it moves a series of LED lights that change in colour depending on the volume and how far up the scale you are. You see below the volume control a balance control with bass, left and right, and a very nice solid sort of click in the middle. And we've got a couple of input selectors which have LEDs above them to indicate. It highlights the Bluetooth, the HDMI optical line input and phono, all of which you'll see at the back in a moment's time. Then we see basic bass and treble, and again that neutral point in the middle is very, very easy to find. There's a 1/4 inch headphone socket, which is a pretty well thought out little headphone socket for a small amp, and then a traditional sort of power button, although that's a relay control. It's not a physical connection. Letting it forward, we see a very similar ventilation from the 3050, and you can see the circuit design. It's the hybrid digital amplifier that NAD has done so well, delivering 50 watts, but of course delivering at the low volumes an extremely electrically efficient approach to things, and it's wonderful. It's not very deep. In fact, it's probably no deeper than your average bookshelf speaker. But again, it's the width that makes it very appealing. At the back we see some of the plain stuff, as well as how well appointed it is from a feature set. A traditional rocker switch for power above an IEC power socket which has a fuse beneath. There's emulation of the scannable serial number information, and then a single set of 5-way binding posts, clearly labelled positive and negative, left and right. Beside those outputs and crosshatched to imply again that it's an output is a subwoofer connection, and that will run direct connection to an active subwoofer. There we've got the first of the RCA line inputs, just the one, clearly labelled line in. Ideal for a CD player or something like that you might have as an external source. It's got a dedicated phono input, and then an optical toslink and an HDMI which features the eARC audio return. Above that is a USB-C specifically for servicing and software updating and other things along those lines. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if it gives you 5 volts, but don't buy it thinking you can charge your phone off it. There's a reset, and then we've got a couple of cool little things, these little switches. The first is a high pass filter associated with the 80 Hz. This is for subwoofer management. And then the switch associated with the VU meters at the front. You can have it at signal in, which is of course the line in, seeing it sort of moving more actively, or the speaker out, which increases its activity depending on volume. Finally, we've got a Bluetooth socket thing for the aerial for Bluetooth. So there we have it. This awesome, sort of compact, sort of retro, amazing sounding amplifier, the C3030 integrated amplifier, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.